Car launches? Check. Pre-testing? Complete. First race? Done. Christian Horner being cleared of all accusations? Yeah, no, I don't know, who the fuck knows. After what I saw during the Bahrain GP qualifying and race, this is a question I keep asking myself. Why the hell is F1 still continuing this season? Looking at all F1 cars being revealed in the last few weeks prior to testing, it seemed all the teams were putting in their best efforts to give their drivers a car they might win a championship with. Will Fernando Alonso finally get a car he's proud of before his retirement? How about Toto Wolff claiming Lewis wouldn't look good in red, and Hamilton sharing he would never leave Mercedes as it's his family?
The board of Lewis at Ferrari in a red overall, he wouldn't suit him.
If you hear it from me, then that's what it is. Speculation.
And have Ferrari been in touch?
No.
So long, mother. Is Carlos Sainz finally a this season? And is Red Bull's dominance really at stake in 2024? Well, the Bahrain Grand Prix happened. Now, don't shoot the messenger, but if you've been rubbing your eyes watching the Bahrain qualifying and race, wondering if you were seeing ghosts, let me clear it up. You were. Red Bull's out there on the track looking like they've just downed a whole can of their own energy drink, moving spooky fast. Some might say, chill, it's just the first race, it doesn't mean anything. But it does. Because when Red Bull starts flexing with a car that looks like it's been beamed down from an alien race, you know they're not just aiming to win races. They're looking to rewrite the rulebook. They've taken some inspiration out of Mercedes' playbook, sure, but then they did the Red Bull thing and made it work. So long, Toto Wolff. Their cars have features I'm pretty sure half the engineers in the paddock can't even pronounce, never mind replicate. This isn't just a strategic shift, it's a declaration of war. With a car that's boldly going where no Red Bull has gone before. They're not just trying to edge out the competition, they're looking to leave them in a different time zone. I would say, no matter if this F1 season continues or not, the end result will be the same. Max Verstappen will probably take the world champion title again. Or were there some signs during the Bahrain qualifying and race that showed some cracks or other teams showing surprising potential? Before I dive into why F1 should cancel this season, let's first take a quick look at what exactly we saw and can learn from the qualifying on Friday. Alpine, or shall we say Alpine, is acting like the Haas team of last season. They seem to have the worst car on the grid and they probably need to demote to F2. And Haas is acting like, we don't know. But we for sure owe Hülkenberg an apology after seeing him get into Q3. Ferrari's Charles Leclerc came close to challenging him, but not close enough. Lewis Hamilton showed us exactly why he chose to lose his Mercedes family and move over to Ferrari next year. Meanwhile, George Russell managed to drive his car instead of only posing and placed third behind Verstappen and Leclerc. Checo Perez managed to get 5th place and was surprised about it. We were not Checo. And oh yeah, before I forget, Max Verstappen had pole position again. So with the grid all set, all eyes turn to race day as everything you might think will happen does not. And what you don't expect to happen, happens. So why should the F1 2024 season be cancelled? Nico Hülkenberg won the Bahrain Grand Prix. Ha! No. But if that were true, I would feel very bad for Günther, as this is his first season not being the team principal of Haas. All jokes aside, Max Verstappen has been so dominant that after his first lap he was already 1 second ahead. It wouldn't matter if the season would continue or be cancelled, the end result will remain the same. Verstappen is so utterly talented, all drivers behind him are just a dot on the horizon after Verstappen scampered off into the distance, just enjoying his trouble-free cruise without needing to worry about anyone else coming close.
31, 32, 33.
Who cares about what else happened during the race? Okay, I'll be honest, Max was not the only thing that happened during the Bahrain GP. I've seen some other interesting stuff as well that might shake up the middle field after Max later this season. Leclerc forgot how to drive the Bahrain circuit. Hülkenberg drove like he was changed by a real Haas. However, his teammates still got the best of him despite having a worse qualifying. But they still performed better this race than all other races together last season. Günther, how the hell did you fuck up last year's? Who else participated in this GP? Oh yeah, Mercedes and Ferrari. They didn't perform super badly though. Lewis seemed super happy with his car during pre-testing, but it didn't show in the GP and he ended P7. Due power issues, Hamilton said. Well, I think he was daydreaming and imagining driving in red already. It feels like Sainz knows how to steer his Ferrari now and took off to 3rd place. Is this a bombastic ride to his team principal? I would love to see Sainz ending at P2 or P3 and the end of the season helping Ferrari get 2nd place for the Constructors' Championship. Despite all the results, Toto Wolff and Fred Vasseur didn't seem too happy about it. The only reason Leclerc got P4 is because Russell made an error on lap 46. At the beginning it seemed for a moment that Russell might challenge Verstappen, but it became clear that Russell was only challenging himself. If there's one thing you don't want to your name, it's the longest pit stop ever in Formula 1. Still, the lucky winner is Bottas during the 2021 Monaco Grand Prix. He relived his pit stop trauma with a 52-second stop at the 2024 Bahrain GP. It was an issue with his front wheel that made the transition from Alfa Romeo more like a mistake. Tsunoda and Ricciardo were not really battling other drivers, but more battling each other. A late race position swap between them led to tensions boiling quicker than a cooker. After the checkered flag, they nearly made contact on the cooldown lap. As Ricciardo has soft tyres, they wanted him to battle Haas driver Kevin Magnussen for P12. Funny part being, Ricciardo wasn't able to pass Kevin, and post-checkered flag, a frustrated Tsunoda dive-bombed Ricciardo into turn 8.
What the fuck? I'll save it.
I will never understand why they didn't give a seat to Lawson. And regarding Alpine, well, I think we all know what Ottman is thinking. At the front, the race was boring as always. Verstappen dominating and waiting for other drivers to pass the finish line while he was already drinking his Red Bull in the paddock. And let's be honest, Max Verstappen winning the 2024 F1 season. Isn't that on everyone's bingo card? So what do you think? Will the season show us a different performance from last year, or can we just cancel and use last year's end results? Let me know in the comments.